It's alright, man. I hope you lot can hear me. But yeah, it's been a while since I recorded a little YouTube video, so I've just come to the park after the gym. And you know what? Yeah, I've been thinking recently. A very good quote comes to mind by Conor McGregor. So Conor actually said, when he was talking about him doing MMA and him fighting in the UFC, he said, "I've lost my mind in this game like Vincent Van Gogh," something like that. But basically he said he lost his mind in the game. And that's what it seemed like to everyone on the outside. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, to some extent, you do have to lose your mind in this game. You do have to. you can't be normal to do unnormal stuff. Yeah, you can't be average to do the unaverage things. Achieve the things that average people don't achieve, right? So it's a very important thing. Like when you're on this journey towards when you're on this journey. Good evening, guys.
Bro, you good, man?
Very good, my friend. Very good. Like I was saying, you have to be a little bit insane. What I mean by that is you can't think like a normal person. You can't think rationally. Yes, think logically, but you got to be rational sometimes. Like for me, for the kind of approach I have to this, yeah, is you see in movies, right? I've always gone back to this. The main character, or whatever you want to call this, but you know in movies, the main character, he always takes some mad risk. He always does something that makes the movie interesting. And in a way, if you want your life to be not average, and nowadays people's life, the average person's life is boring, man, boring as fuck. Let's not lie, yeah? You go to work, you go back home, you watch TV, you do fuck all. If you don't want a life like that, then something's got to change, right? And it's interesting though, because you see this character doing all these things that normal people wouldn't do, and they have this cool storyline, they have this cool life. And always people always look at these movies and they kind of admire them. And that's why you go back to these movies, because you watch them because of this character that does these things that no one else does, right? Going back to what Conor said, you got to lose your mind on it. You can't think like everyone else. You have to be crazy to the outside world to achieve these crazy things, right? And you know, I'm 18, just turned 18, and you know, I tell my family, I've told them, yeah, I'm gonna do a bit of business after college, after I finish. I'm not going to university, right? Because don't even get me started on that. But I'm not going to university, so I've got to do something, right? And I think my family thinks I'm just gonna be sitting about doing nothing. But at the end of the day, you got to take accountability for that. You got to take self-responsibility, and this is where crucial self-responsibility comes in. Maybe that's because I just haven't shown them I'm serious about their life, but that is my fault because I've always kept what I do very secretive. I haven't shared it with them, haven't told them what I'm working on, and I like it like that. You know why? Because one day, when I achieve everything I've said I'm going to achieve, it's going to be out of nowhere, and my mother will be proud, my whole family will be proud, and I'll achieve every goal I set out to achieve, every promise I made to my family, I'm going to fulfill it. But until then, what's the point of me talking to them about it? What's the point of me saying, oh, I'm doing this? No point. No point at all. So, what I was trying to say is, even my own family laughs at me. Even my own family thinks I'm crazy. Even my own family thinks this kid is just talking dribble. And to some extent I don't blame them. that's where the decider of things comes, if you're going to let external opinions of you decide your life. Because you see this main character in the movies, they don't give a fuck about what anyone else thinks. Zero, nothing. Yeah? You gotta believe in yourself when no one else believes in you. And yeah, look, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've got a ridiculous amount of things to work on. But that's the beauty in it. They say you gotta fall in love with the journey before you fall in love with the destination, right? You gotta enjoy the step-by-steps. And you know what? As much as the downs, ups and downs, yeah, as much as the downs feel absolutely horrific, I enjoy every second of them. That's what makes life interesting. The main character in the movie always has something go wrong, always a problem for him to solve or for her to solve, whatever, bro. Yeah? So, don't take the hardships for granted. Don't take the little knockdowns, punches in the face, you know what I mean, dropping the weight on yourself, all these kind of stuff. Don't take them for granted, man. Because it's beautiful. That's the good times. I'm living in the good old times right now, and as much as I say I know I am, I don't even appreciate them as much as I will appreciate them in 10, 15 years time. But that's the beauty in it. That's the beauty. Because when you think back on it, it's like, damn, man, those were the good old times. Before I even made my millions, before I even made my billions, before I got this, before I got that, before my life completely changed. Like, I'm sat on a bench in Bracknell, and I'm out here talking like I've already made it in life. But that's what I'm saying. You have to think you can do it. You have to have that delusional belief. You got to let people think you're crazy, because that's what it is. And look, don't get confused, yeah? This isn't a motivational video, and I know I'm speaking like it is, but that's just how I speak. I get very passionate about things. But look, it's not a motivational video. If anything, yeah, this is a little message to myself in 5 weeks, 10 months, 2 years time, for just to look back, just to see my mental progress, how my mental has progressed, how I've progressed as an individual. And you know, I look back on all these videos I used to film back in the day, and I'm so, like, I get proud. I'm proud of myself, yeah, but pride is a thing you must control. But I look back and I'm grateful I filmed those videos. I'm grateful I documented that time, because it gives you a sense of where you come from, who you were. Because at the end of the day, as much as people watch these videos and they think they know what I'm talking about, only I know exactly what I'm talking about. So when I look back on these videos and I check them out and I listen to them, there's a deeper connection with me in my current moment as I'm watching them, and me when I filmed those videos. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. The connection you see with yourself on the screen, and when you realize, like, damn, man, I changed a lot. There's so many topics I can cover, but in this video, the main aspect that I want to get to, and I'll say it again, you have to believe in yourself. You have to think you can do what other people can't. And that's confidence. And confidence comes from having the belief in yourself that you can do what you set out to do. And that obviously comes from other aspects in your life, not, let's say not talking to girls, but like in the gym. And you need to collect almost confidence points throughout your life. And confidence points, you get them, you obtain them by saying you're gonna do something and doing it, right? So if I say I'm gonna wake up at 6 and do a 10k kilometer run, you do it, let's say that's 10 confidence points. But if you don't do it, that's minus 20, right? So you gotta make sure you're collecting these points, because they stack up. There's a lot of things you have to do, and the reason why you lose your mind on this game of self-improvement, achieving your goals and changing your life, is because you get in this mental state and you get into this mindset of, oh, I'm gonna do this, and you understand that if you don't do it, you're gonna feel shit. But if you do it, you're gonna feel good or you're gonna feel the same because you don't feel the impact of it at that given time. So it's like delayed gratification, yeah? Which is an important thing, right? It's a very important thing. You need to get used to that. But it makes you go crazy to some extent. Because then people are like, oh, you were just so happy and jolly the other day and now you're quiet. Yeah, man, bro, I didn't do my 15k run this morning. Obviously, you don't tell them, but in your head, you're like, yeah, it's because I didn't do this. And they look at you like, imagine if you told them, yeah, you know, mate, I didn't do my 15k run this week, so it just ruined my day. They're going to look at you thinking, what the fuck? But that's part of the game. That's part of the beauty. You have to take everything for the worth it brings, and you don't see the beauty in it until you look for it, until you learn to look at certain things in a certain way where you see the beauty in it. All you'll see is the darkness, all you see is the negative, all you see is the bad in it. So you have to learn, even yeah, if 99.99% of the world can't see like you are, you have the ability to, in your mind, change things, change the way you see things, and change the narrative of things, almost like literally alter reality so it's positive, so it's good. You lose, I don't know, man, you lose an X amount of money, you lose all your money. Do you know what? That gives me motivation to make more money. Do you know what? What lesson did I learn from that? Do you know what? What is the positive in it? That's the game changer, you know, and like, I'm not saying this as if I know this for sure and I implicate it every day, because you know what, I don't. Like, there's some periods of time where, man, I am like one of the most ungrateful people in the world, yeah? But that's the beauty in it, right? Because I get at that, I look back, I'm like, okay, right, here's where I went wrong, here's why I was thinking this, and that's the beauty, man. You need to, I guess, yeah, I think the 3 takeaways from this video you don't need to take, and me for the future, is ridiculous self-accountability. So everything that happens to you is your own fault. The good and the bad, especially the bad. Even if it looks like you don't have control over it, it's your fault. Number 2 is delusional self-confidence. Yeah. So what I mean by that is thinking you're better than you are, almost a state of ego, and I guess that's why ego is so crucial, right? So that's the second takeaway. And the third takeaway is you got to change your reality. And what I mean by that is not like your lifestyle, the way you live. Of course, that's important to change, but your mental. It's all in the mind, and I can't stress that enough. It's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. It literally all is in the mind. It all starts from the mind. It's always been in the mind. Any professional athlete, anyone that's ever achieved anything, they have a different mind. You can't think like everyone else, like the average person who just has an average mind. And you know what? Half the time it's not even average, it's below average, because people's mental states are so messed up. And after you kind of learn to improve yours, you can literally just look at someone, look at the way they conduct themselves, and you can tell their mental state, you can tell their mental level, you can tell how much, like, how they think about themselves, and you can tell these things just by little subtle things, right? And that's not to judge anyone, but it's very easy to pick up on those things. So yeah, those are my 3 takeaways from this video that I want me and everyone watching this to take away. Ridiculous self-accountability. Ridiculous self-accountability. Ridiculous self-belief. Think you're better than you are. You can achieve more than you've already achieved. And change your reality, your perspective on everything in your life to optimize it for your progress. Optimize it to benefit you. Your mind and your body are the only things you really own. And I saw a very good video today. I can't remember who was by it, but this guy said it. Your mind and your body are the only things you truly own. And your mind is either a tool or your worst enemy. right? It's either your best friend or your worst enemy, and you got to make sure it's your best friend. You got to make sure that your mind is there. You got to make sure your mind is aligned and created and programmed, and just you've altered it to be your best friend. You've altered it for it to be a tool that you can use to progress through life. You've got to make sure you've altered it so that it helps you and it doesn't put you down. And of course, look, it's gonna put you down sometimes. I'm not saying it's not, because there's been times when my own mind has fucked me up, fucked me over. But that's the beauty, you know? The dark and the light. The light. Look, there has to be dark for there to be light, right? There can't be a positive without a negative. There can't be a good without a bad. There can't be a good without an evil, right? Because otherwise it'd just be a flat line. It'd be boring. And that's what people's lives are. Usually they're flat lines. They just cruise by, being average. But is that what you want to do? Do you just want to cruise? Or do you want to dominate? Do you want to win? Do you want to succeed? Do you want to become a killer? In a world full of prey, do you want to become the hunter? Or do you want to be just another little prey? Answer that question to yourself. No one else needs to know, but you have to decide who you want to be, what you want to do, and what you want to achieve. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to my video. I'm Big Tosh, man. Antosh, my friend. I'll probably see you in a couple months, maybe a couple years. And I hope you can look back at me now and just be proud of me. So, good luck, my friends. Never stop, never give up, and most importantly, believe in yourself. Actually, more importantly, it's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. It's all in the mind.